Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Litany of Martyrs for August 25th. The Church, in her infinite wisdom, deemed it fitting and proper that each day Catholics remember those who offered the ultimate sacrifice for Christ and his bride, the Holy Catholic Church. So let us honor these men and women and children with the words of the Catholic Catechism on number 2473. Martyrdom is the supreme witness given to the truth of the faith. It means bearing witness even unto death. The martyr bears witness to Christ, who died and rose, to whom he is united by charity. He bears witness to the truth and of the faith and of Christian doctrine. He endures death through an act of fortitude. Quote, "Let me become the food of the beast, through whom it will be given me to reach God." Close quotes. So in union with this holy undertaking, we offer the words of St. Luke from the Acts of the Apostles. Stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart and ears, you ever resist the Holy Spirit, just as your fathers did, so also do you do. Which of the prophets have your fathers not persecuted? And they killed those who foretold the advent of the Just One. And you have now become the betrayers and murderers of him. You received the law by the action of angels, and yet you have not kept it. Then upon hearing these things, they were deeply wounded in their hearts, and they gnashed their teeth at him. This is St. Stephen. But he, being filled with the Holy Spirit and gazing intently toward heaven, saw the glory of God and Jesus standing at the right hand of God, and he said, "Behold, I see the heaven opened, and the Son of Man standing at the right hand of God." Then they, crying out with a loud voice, blocked their ears, and with one accord rushed violently towards him. And driving him out beyond the city, they stoned him. And witnesses placed their garments beside the feet of a youth, who was called Saul. And as they were stoning Stephen, he called out and said, "Lord Jesus, receive my spirit." Then, having been brought to his knees, he cried out with a loud voice, saying, "Lord, do not hold this sin against them." And when he had said this, he fell asleep in the Lord, and Saul was consenting to his murder. Verbum Domini, Deo gratias. The following is a list of those the Church asks us to remember this day. As always, please pray for the families of those who were martyred on Easter Sunday in Sri Lanka. At Paris, St. Louis, Confessor, King of France, illustrious by the holiness of his life and the fame of his miracles. At Rome, in the time of Emperor Commodus, the holy martyrs Eusebius, Poncian, Vincent, and Peregrinus, who were first racked, distended by ropes, then beaten with rods and burned on their sides. As they continued faithfully to praise Christ, they were scourged with leaded whips until they expired. Also at Rome, Saint Genesius, martyr, who embraced the profession of actor while he was yet a pagan. One day, he was deriding the Christian mysteries in the theater, in the presence of the Emperor Diocletian. But by the inspiration of God, he was suddenly converted to the faith and baptized. By the command of the emperor, he was forthwith most cruelly beaten with rods, then racked, and a long time lacerated with iron hooks, and burned with firebrands. As he remained firm in the faith of Christ and said, "There is no king besides Christ. Should you kill me 1,000 times, you shall not be able to take him from my lips or my heart." He was beheaded, and thus merited the palm of martyrdom. At Italica, in Spain, St. Gerontius, a bishop, who preached the gospel in that country in apostolic times, and after many labors died in prison. At Aries in France, another blessed Genesius, who, filling the office of notary and refusing to record the impious edicts by which Christians were commanded to be punished, threw away his tablets publicly and declared himself a Christian. He was seized and beheaded, and thus attained to the glory of martyrdom through baptism in his own blood. In Syria, St. Julian, martyr. In Tarragona, St. Magnus, martyr. At Constantinople, St. Menes, bishop. At Utrecht, St. Gregory, bishop. And finally at Naples, St. Patricia, virgin. These are the men, women, and children who loved God more than themselves, who loved Jesus more than themselves, the Holy Spirit more than themselves, who loved the church so much that they joyfully gave their life. Please remember them today as you go through your labors and when you go to Mass today. God bless each and every one of you, and thank you for listening.